Yeah, my shoulder messed up, everyone. So don't tell Canelo. It may be the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
Is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how.
The boxing world has been rocked with chaos after stunning reports claim Terence Crawford suffered a serious injury just days before his long-awaited clash with Canelo Alvarez. What was shaping up to be one of the biggest fights in modern history is now clouded with doubt, as fans, analysts, and fighters question whether the showdown will continue or collapse entirely. The revelation has triggered a wave of intense reactions across the sport, with insiders warning that this single twist could change everything.
But word on the street is that Bud Crawford has hurt his shoulder or re-injured a shoulder that had been surgically repaired.
Former world champion and respected boxing analyst Tim Bradley didn't hold back when reacting to the shocking reports of Terence Crawford's injury. Known for speaking his truth without hesitation, Bradley blasted Crawford for what he sees as excuses surfacing ahead of the mega clash with Canelo Alvarez. With fiery conviction, Bradley argued that true champions push through adversity, openly questioning if Crawford is already searching for a way out of the toughest test of his career. His hard-hitting comments have only poured more fire onto the already raging debate about the fate of this blockbuster fight.
Crawford 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that shoulder. Bro, this is what we signed up for. This is part of being a fighter. That's what it's part of. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. This is what comes with it. That's it. Stop making excuses. No team. Winner takes all on this one.
Oscar de la Hoya points out that Crawford is making a major leap in weight, stepping into a heavier division to face a naturally strong and seasoned super middleweight. De La Hoya believes Canelo's power, size, and vast experience at this level will create serious problems for Crawford, particularly as the fight drags into the later rounds. While he respects Crawford's ring IQ, movement, and technical brilliance, De La Hoya doubts those tools alone can offset Canelo's advantages. In his view, Canelo will apply steady pressure, connect with heavier shots, and gradually seize control, likely earning a decision or stoppage after wearing Crawford down across the fight.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, it's going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural 175. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters.
Yeah.
He's not getting rattled at all.
No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard.
Right.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
Boy Anthony, Executive Club, getting a fresh haircut. But just want to talk about Canelo Crawford is coming up this weekend, and everybody's excited. Here in Vegas, the electricity is in the air. So, look, even though these guys are, combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes, and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is going to box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just schooling him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches. But he cannot be comfortable inside the ring.
Popular boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult recently weighed in on the buzz surrounding Crawford's supposed injury. He admitted the rumors are fueled by Crawford's long layoff, his age, and whispers of past training setbacks. But he urged fans not to rush to judgment. Show reminded everyone that injury chatter always seems to surface before big fights, often as a way to stir drama or set up excuses in case things go wrong. While he allowed that Crawford might feel some soreness from moving up in weight, he emphasized that nothing solid proves the issue is serious enough to jeopardize the fight.
From this side of my mouth, is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how, right? Absolutely it can. Especially when you're packing on extra muscle, your shoulders get heavy anyway. When your shoulders are overdeveloped and you packing muscle on. And if you have a shoulder injury, it will affect you. Okay. I mean, I'm one of those people. It is what it is. I say it all the time, bro. It is what it is. All right. These are human beings. They're real people. If you have an injury, it will affect you 100%. These aren't robots. This ain't a damn cartoon. It's not a movie. It's real life. All right. A lot of you guys got issues now physically. You throw you in a ring, you'll be like, yo, my back was killing me. You know what I'm saying? But with that said,
Shawn Porter, who went toe-to-toe with Terence Crawford back in 2021, recently voiced his concerns about Crawford stepping in against Canelo Alvarez at super middleweight. Porter admitted he's uneasy about how Crawford might endure the punishment of taking Canelo's shots across a grueling 12-round fight. He explained that Canelo's natural size advantage means he'll likely look to wear Crawford down with heavy punches from the opening bell. And while Porter deeply respects Crawford's ring IQ and polished skill set, he cautioned that absorbing constant pressure from a bigger, stronger fighter could turn into a very dangerous scenario.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So,
however, Crawford has flat out denied the talk that he's carrying a shoulder injury into his showdown with Canelo Alvarez. At a recent media event in Las Vegas, he brushed off the chatter as pure fabrication, calling it nothing more than antics and questioning where anyone even got the idea his shoulder was damaged. As he spoke, he lifted and moved his arms with ease, insisting the speculation about injuries, poor conditioning, or slowing down is just noise. Crawford added that he feels at his natural weight, and despite critics tying his physique to doubts, calm and confident, he stressed that nothing short of total dedication is fueling what he called the biggest fight of his career.
There's rumors that you've got a shoulder injury. Do you have a shoulder injury, or is that just rubbish?
Where I got a shoulder injury, I don't know. I think people coming up with their own, antics. Terence Crawford got a shoulder injury. Terence Crawford out of shape. Terence Crawford slow. Terence Crawford. Yeah, they coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Are you feeling a difference in power now you've moved up and you're at your natural weight?
Of course. Power is definitely going to come with it. So that's not any worries that I ever had.
Crawford's jabs don't even miss. Canelo's punches come like a brick. Both got a bag full of tricks. They must eat their way to Bix. Don't come at me, you'll get this. You lanky streak of piss. Don't call you broken, you sis. Go chill and watch Netflix cause the big guns in the mix.
Many critics remain doubtful of Terence Crawford's strong denials about a possible shoulder injury heading into his clash with Canelo Alvarez. They point to a photo making the rounds that shows his left shoulder looking swollen, claiming it adds fuel to the growing speculation. Some suggest Crawford might be hiding any issue to avoid handing Canelo's camp a tactical edge. On top of that, critics stress he's been inactive for over a year, and at age 37, recovery and conditioning become more delicate, leading many to believe even minor setbacks could be real and costly.
Totally debunked this shit. He said that he has no shoulder injury, but at the same time, bro, you can't expect Terence Crawford to come out here right before the fight, if he is injured, that is, and say like, no, yeah, my shoulder is injured. Of course he's not gonna do that shit, right? So he has to deny it. So Terence Crawford denying that he has a shoulder injury, it doesn't really mean shit to me. But how true this is, we're gonna hear the truth about this shoulder injury after the fight. This is probably when, if Terence Crawford loses, you're probably gonna hear that, yeah, my shoulder was injured, this and that, you know. Just the list of excuses, it just keeps piling up with this guy, you know. Or not with him. I'm not saying Terence Crawford is using these excuses.
Crawford has fired back at those questioning his legacy, insisting his record and accomplishments already speak volumes. He rejected the idea that he's only beaten one meaningful opponent, reminding critics of his dominant victory over Errol Spence Jr., his unbeaten streak, his championships across several divisions, and his proven ability to rise under pressure. Crawford also brushed aside the notion that stepping up in weight should automatically cast doubt on his legitimacy.
But, you know, some people say that you've not faced the level of power and precision to the body that Canelo brings, that he's different. Do you think he brings anything different to the table that you haven't seen?
Well, they always say that, you know. They say that with Spence. He's the body snatcher. He's going to break my ribs and so forth. You know, we shall see.
How do you want people to remember this performance when it's all said and over? What's the headline the next day?
Listen, they gonna come up with their own analogy, you know. All I know is they're gonna be saying Terence Crawford was spectacular September 13th.
Meanwhile, Crawford has left fans stunned with a jaw-dropping transformation as he closes in on the Canelo fight. He's packed on serious size, climbing 2 weight classes to take on the challenge at super middleweight. And the latest photos out of camp show him looking stronger, sharper, and more sculpted than ever before.
Hi again, Coach. They say that Crawford got injured, and then is that true? What people are saying that? 100%. He's ready for the fight for this Saturday. 100%. You gotta say that in the news, right? In the news. You got it. Thank you very much.
Canelo, what did you think about the picture of Crawford? And you know, he's looking pretty muscular. What did you think about that?
I think it's good because we see he prepared himself really well, and you expect a really good fight. So,
thank you.
Despite adding noticeable size, he's managed to keep a lean, athletic frame, signaling that his camp is focused on building strength without giving up speed or mobility. Many are already calling this the most physically dominant version of Crawford we've ever seen.
It's been good. It's been good, and this is the biggest fight in the last 10 years.
What do you make of Terence Crawford's shape? He posted that photo with the six-pack. How do you think he's handling the weight?
This is the fight, the biggest fight for them, and they will be ready 100%, both of them.
Thank you very much.
At the same time, many observers feel Canelo hasn't looked quite as sharp or dominant as he once did. Critics say his recent outings have lacked urgency and energy, with fewer combinations and a clear drop in punch volume in the later rounds. Some point to an earlier hand injury that may have disrupted his training and timing. Others argue age is creeping in, suggesting that while his skills remain, he now leans more on experience than pure explosiveness.
Right now. But you guys got to keep this in mind, right? To everybody that's out here saying like, oh no, Bud is looking bigger than Canelo and this and that, right? You guys got to keep in mind that Canelo is doing his usual weight cut. Canelo, did you guys see the footage of Canelo arriving on his private jet and where he got off of the stairs and shit, right? And he looked like he was kind of drunk. He looked like he was kind of drunk, like he looked kind of crackheaded-ish, right?
We are ready here in Vegas, ready for Saturday, September 13th. Thanks, Riyadh Season and Turkey Al-Hashim. We're ready.
He looked off, but then I really paid attention, and that's because he's cutting weight, bro. Canelo looks like that because he's cutting weight. I'm not gonna say he's weight trained or nothing like that, but he's struggling, bro. You could see the shit in his face and all of that. You know, pay close attention, bro. A lot of people are thinking that he was drunk when he got off of that plane, but I don't think it was that, bro. I just think that it's that weight cut.
Kenneth Sims, a Chicago-based sparring partner of Crawford, shared with World Boxing News how their very first session left a lasting impression. Crawford dominated nearly every exchange, immediately setting a relentless pace and displaying masterful ring IQ that offered Sims little more than scattered openings. Though Sims pushed hard to compete, he ultimately praised Crawford's timing and adaptability. That early beatdown became a respected memory, and to this day, Sims admits Crawford still gets the better of him every single time.
Did Terence Crawford beat you up in sparring? Because a lot of people have told me, even Shakur told me that Bud has beat me up in sparring before. Like
the first time we sparred, he beat my ass.
Yo, why does this nigga do? Bud be like trying to beat up niggas for real in sparring.
Yeah, he beat my ass the first time we sparred. Nah, but that was before we went to camp together. So that was so Bud his baby mom, she from Chicago, so he come up here and he had called me whenever he come up here, be like, yo, what you doing? So this was I was like 19, 20 years old. He called me, bro. I said, I ain't doing that. I said, you got your shit?
You know, Bud competitive. You know he gonna be.
He said, yeah. I said, come to the gym.
Right.
I did all right, but he would be, but I did all right.
Yeah.
But when we was in camp with for the camp with Amir Khan camp, it was great work. It's like boxing. You have your days, he have his days. It was good. It was fun.
The consensus among analysts leans slightly toward Crawford, eking out a close decision. They highlight his unbeaten record, sharp ring IQ, and agility. Qualities they believe can help him neutralize Canelo's power and navigate the full distance. Still, many stress that Canelo's size, proven experience at super middleweight, and knack for applying pressure will test Crawford's resolve. Most expect Canelo to be strong early, perhaps even control the middle rounds, but fatigue and Crawford's movement could ultimately sway the scorecards.
Canelo. I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Really? Yeah?
Now, I'll tell you like this, I mean, the weight division things, you know, but I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
But trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't going to tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So
obviously, Crawford's a great fighter, Canelo's a great fighter, but I just think that this has more hype around it, and you know, we just saw them come off of some boring-ass fights, and they're probably just going to sit there and dance for 12 rounds.
Who is Canelo? What Canelo is going to show up? The Canelo who's looking to cash a big check, or the Canelo that really wants to fight like a fighter?
At the seams, you got to pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He just signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational talent.
Do you think Terence Crawford is truly nursing an injury and keeping it under wraps? Or are these just rumors designed to stir the pot before his mega fight with Canelo? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.